Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I call the Town of Cedar Lake Board of Zoning Appeals, March 13, 2025. Meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Here.
Mr. Lundy is absent. Mr. Jackson?
Present.
Mr. Burnham?
Present.
Mr. Kapora?
Present.
Mr. Austin is absent. Mr. Bungie?
Here.
Mr. Conley?
Here.
Mr. Kubiak?
Here.
Ms. Heidick is present.
Is Honey going to show tonight or no?
I have not heard anything.
You haven't heard, okay. He probably forgot. First on the agenda, minutes, February 13, 2025. They were distributed. If there are no corrections, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February.
Motion made by Mr. Riley. That's your name. Did you second it, Eric?
Sure, I'll second it.
Seconded by Eric. Mr. Burnham. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapora?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Old business, Colbar, owner, CWK Properties, Cedar Lake LLC, 7949 West 79th Street, Bridgeville, Illinois, 60455. Petitioner Stephen Colbar, 828 Davis Street, Evanston, Illinois, 60201, vicinity of 10833 West 133rd Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Request extension on BZA approval for Jet's Pizza and Wingstop. Petitioner, please name and address for the record, please.
My name is Stephen Colber. My address is 828 Davis Street, Evanston, Illinois.
Okay, my understanding is this expires tomorrow.
That's right.
Your variances, so you're here to ask an extension. I would like to see some kind of timeline. What are your plans on this?
Well, things have gone, Mr. Chairman, for a while, but we already have responded back to Mr. Oliphant with the comments that he had for the civil work. Second round of comments have been responded to. We're ready to move as quickly as possible now. You know, we got things kind of sat dormant for a while, but now everybody wants to get the steam in the ground and get moving right away. So it's full steam ahead.
Because there were quite a few items on.
Yeah, we addressed it. We addressed all those, and it's been
Okay.
returned. I think today or yesterday it was returned back to Don for his second review.
Okay.
Most of the comments were civil in nature, not so much for what we were doing architecturally. But we are, and we've already got the state design release. We kind of had that done already. So we're ready to get Don's comments back and submit for the full permits and get moving.
Yeah, because I'm hungry, you know.
Well, yeah, no, we're.
So what is the time frame for extension? Do you need 60 days, 90 days?
Well, I would say
120?
120 minimum for us to get pending the permits moving very fast. I feel good about the comments back to Don. I think, you know, the review time here at the municipality for permitting, and then shovels are in the ground right away. So, yeah, I would suspect that 120 would be enough. If for any reason the construction stalls, we can always come back and ask for a stretch in that. But I think we just need it till we get in the ground. Is that correct?
Just so you apply for once you apply for the permit, you've met your, you know, once you put in that application for the permits, you're pretty much then, as long as you get them in before that expiration date, we're good.
All right, then I would say 60 days, for sure. And that's conservative.
How many days did you say?
60 days.
60?
That's conservative. Our drawing.
I'd like to give them 90.
That's fine with me.
Just
you
to
know,
go, that'll give you time to do what you gotta do.
And
That's
like I
less
said,
than what you originally
our civil
said.
docs are good. Our architectural ones have been done for a while, so we're ready to roll.
All right, let me call for remonstrators for a second. Have a seat for a minute, and I'll see if there's any. Do we have any remonstrators for or against this petition? Any remonstrators for or against? Anybody online?
No.
Seeing none? It's closed. All right, you may come back up. Building department, you're good with everything?
I don't know what the original variances were for, but I believe they were just like parking in the front yard, correct?
That was the only one that I think Mr. Colbert, came for right at a year ago. There was a side yard one
It was
at
side.
one time,
Right,
but
it was-
I think you took that off the table, and the only thing
Correct.
that was
It's just parking in the front.
just
That's it.
parking.
That was the major one. We did ask for a side yard setback, but during that time, the neighbor came over and said, is it possible for you to move over? And we readjusted our site so that we're on the property line, or within the property line. Those are the two that we asked for.
And he has since then sold that property.
Well, there you go.
So you
But it works
only,
out, the site works out, we're good with it, so.
yeah, I have no problems, nothing.
Okay, do commissioners have anything? Commissioners, board of directors? You guys?
I guess I just would like to say to whatever approvals you guys give, just make it contingent on legal review, since the attorney's not here.
Yeah, but this has been,
I agree, but just to be safe than sorry, I would just make anything you approve tonight based on contingent
that's
on,
not a problem.
just for, I mean, safety's sake.
Well, if there are no questions from the, board members, I'll entertain a motion for a 90-day extension on, his variances that were granted a year ago. And then also, anything that we passed be contingent upon Don's, David's review or legal review of the, matter, further finding the facts. So I would entertain a motion for that.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Mr. Burnham,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Johnson.
So that will be June 13th then, right? 90 days? Is that-
I don't,
Yeah.
And again, like I said, we're already in for that second review at civil, and our architectural drawings are ready to be reviewed at any time.
Okay.
We already have the state design release too, so we're ready to go.
Like Tim said, if you pull permits and you're off the radar.
Very good.
I think I called you Johnson again instead of Jackson.
I answered it all, man.
It's only been 10 years I've been with you, so.
There was nobody else over here, so I figured ahead.
Don't call him late for dinner.
We've had instances before where you had to get the start construction. Well,
Yeah.
that's why I was asking that, Dave. It's going for permits.
They're good.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapar?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be talking soon.
Get that new shovel.
Good night.
New business, Hacker Developmental Variance, owner petitioner Aaron Hacker, 13535 Iowa Street, Crown Point, Indiana, 46307, vicinity of 13004 Fulton Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting an increase lot coverage to 26.73% with 9-foot rear yard setback on southwest corner of lot. We have no attorney here, so, we can't review legals. But we're gonna, anything decisions made has to be based on, attorney's review.
Didn't we upload the civils, the survey?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I brought all the folders for, Dave to look at
Okay.
for review of legals. That's what I always
Oh,
bring them.
okay.
So let's do it that way, I'm not going through the phone.
Yeah, we know that they advertise and stuff, but we have no, I mean, I don't know that it's, by looking at that, that's good. I just, yeah,
I'm not touching this phone.
yeah, we gotta just make it contingent on legal review. That the advertising was good, if something was wrong, then obviously it's gonna have to backtrack, but we.
Yeah, but, so, any action taken tonight would be based on, attorney's review of the legals,
Fair enough.
okay? Name and address for the record, please.
Aaron Hacker, 13535 Iowa Street, Crown Point, Indiana, 46307.
Okay, and give us a quick critique of what you want to do.
So it's two lots that back up against each other, and I'm meeting the setbacks that, for the zoning on the front, the back, and the sides, but I'm at exactly them, and so they advised me to come in for a variance for the setbacks as well as the if I don't have 80 feet, a lot that's 80 feet wide, I just gotta come in for a variance. So they said because you gotta come in for the variance for that, to also, apply for a couple extra feet on the setbacks, just so you're on the safe side if something gets off 6 inches or something, it's still good.
Well, you have two things. You're doing this one, and then you got one after that.
Yep.
So your first one is, your requesting is for coverage. Lot coverage of 26.7 with a 9-foot rear yard setback on the southwest corner of the lot, correct?
Correct.
That's your first one, so.
And which, just so, because there's different variances and there's 2 different lots.
This is the one for Fulton Street is your first one.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
Alright, so we're gonna go just now, we're gonna do just the first one,
okay.
okay?
So that you understand as well too, that 9 foot is from the edge of the deck, and that deck is not covered, so. So the width of that deck, plus the 9 foot would give you closer to 21 off that corner.
Is that a wood deck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wood deck.
Yeah, that's
It's not covered.
This is an existing house?
No, it's a new construction.
Built.
So it's either a wood deck or a concrete pad.
And it's just because of that rear lot line, it's in straight across if you look at the picture.
Yeah, and that lot that kind of bumps into there is a landlocked area that's owned by the town.
Why'd you buy it?
Well, we tried to buy it for several years, but it was very difficult to, get, anything to work out or to get exactly what the,
Who do people see to buy lots that are useless to the town?
Well, unfortunately, it's a whole deal, and that little piece of property was appraised when they did this for sale, I think for like $3,800 or $4,200. It's a landlocked little deal, and I think they bid like $1,500, and the town just said they weren't gonna sell it. I don't know why, but.
Because he bid $1,500.
Right, but it's, yeah, so there you
It's
go.
less than half of what it appraised for.
Right, but there's no way it's worth, the only person that's worth that money to is whoever owns the rest of it around it, but, it's not a very large piece of property, but, yeah, they did, there was several, I mean, we went through a whole deal with appraisals and listing it and auctioning and, taking bids, closed bids, and, spent, I don't even know how much dollars on 2 appraisals and advertising and all that, and ended up not selling anything.
And Tim, there'll never be a way to get to it, right? You don't,
Well,
whoever bought that land, and
the
they
other
are pretty much
people-
stuck?
The other people that are adjoining it, yes, are the only ones that could possibly use it. There's probably 3, he's got 2 of them now,
Right.
but, yeah, it's just one of those crazy things. They'll probably end up mowing it and taking care of it for eternity.
Yeah, 'cause you don't want it to look nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there some drainage or some
Yeah, there's some
building issues or
drainage
something
issues.
on that particular lot?
Well, it shows something on the print. It does.
59.
It shows on the print, but that goes through his lots too, he's building a house on, so.
Mr. Hacker, this project's been in front of the BZA before, has it not?
I don't believe so. No.
Well, I don't know why it looks so familiar to me. And it's only because of that,
And this is going to be your personal residence, right?
Potentially. I'm building it as it's, like I'm not pulling a permit as a homeowner or anything. So, I'm doing them both as a general contractor or whatever, so there's not, you know, if I don't end up living there, I don't want it to be, look like it was a shady thing or something.
Are these 2 lots, a 1-lot subdivision, or are they separate?
They're separate. It's 3, each one of them are 3 lots that are put together.
Yeah, it's 3 parcels.
The backs of them bump up, but
Yeah.
one's on Fulton Street and the other one's on,
Ninth Street.
Ninth Street.
Yeah. And they're out of the right of way, so there is no right of way issue.
They are all lots of record, they're good, he's good. I mean, he just needs the variance for the rear yard setback and the lot coverage for his house. He meets the garage. Did his first floor meet the square footage for the minimum square footage for a two-story, or?
It's a one-story.
Or a one-story?
Yeah, it says a one-story residence with.
Wasn't that supposed to be one of your requests when you first started this, or no? A request for less square footage than, well, how many square feet is the house with that garage in there? 1,300 or something?
Yeah, it's, yeah, 'cause the house is 757 and the garage is,
Has it got it right there?
This is I mean, it's.
Well, this says first floor finish, 1259, second floor finish,
yeah,
1110.
'cause it's a two-story residence.
Yeah, I don't know why you put one story.
It says one story.
That was your first thing you were supposed to fix when you brought this survey in, the site plan in last time. That was the confusion, it is a two-story, but it says right on the plan.
It does, the plan says one story.
Yeah.
And you include the garage, right? For the square footage?
Yeah, I mean, I've drawings of the houses.
Tim, what is the square footage for the
Got it
house?
right there.
Bob just added, it was like 2,300.
Oh, well, I mean, if you take out the garage and then you put on the top, he's probably got it.
Yeah, as far as I know, I met the requirements, for every.
I think I'm pretty certain you might be right, but I think that was the confusion, is I thought it was a one-story guy looking at the plat that says one-story house, so.
Yeah, the surveyor.
I remember it being wrong now that you're talking about it.
But, I mean, what we're gonna rule on has nothing to do with the size of the house, it's just the variance for the back.
Correct.
And, I mean, the majority of the backyard covers the 36, looks like it covers 36 feet, except for the other half of the house in that corner.
Right, that's it.
Alright.
Would you have a seat for a second? I'll call for remonstrators. Do we have any remonstrators for or against this petition? Any remonstrators for or against? Anybody online? Demonstration is closed. You can step back up, please. You got anything to add, Tim? Anything else?
No, sir.
Anything else to add?
No, we're good.
Good?
We're good.
Good. Board members have any discussion?
Tim, he didn't need any side yard setback?
No, 8-foot side yard,
Yeah,
yes,
it's-
5.
Yeah, that's required.
He
So,
meets it.
He
and
needs,
it's those lots are kind of a parallelogram, so the engineer took it off the narrowest point,
Right.
and you'll see it's 8.7 on the north side and 8.5 on the south side.
Good.
So, they just needed to get 8 foot, so
okay,
they're good.
all right.
If there's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to allow the petitioner to request an increased lot coverage of 26.73 with a 9-foot rear yard setback on the southwest corner of the lot to the findings of the facts.
All right, motion by Mr. Burnham.
Contingent
Wanna
on
include-
legal,
Contingencies of
legal.
what?
Oh, yeah.
Legal what?
contingent on legal review.
There you go, contingent
Yeah.
on legal review. I gotta remember that for the next one, don't I?
I'll remind you.
Second.
Fair enough, thank you.
All right, I got a second by Mr. Jackson. No other discussion, roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapar?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Number 2, Hacker Development Variance. Aaron Hacker, 13535 Iowa Street, Crown Point, Indiana, 46307, vicinity of 12953 Ninth Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting a decrease in rear yard setback to 29-foot rear yard setback. All right, I need your name and address again for the record.
Aaron Hacker, 13535 Iowa Street, Crown Point, Indiana, 46307.
Okay, here in legals here again, any motion will be contingent upon, review by the, town attorney.
Very good.
And just for clarity on this, we wanted to make sure Mr. Hacker, if he was going to miss toward the back, because if you look, the engineer's got it set at 30 foot and 30 foot exactly. And rarely do guys that dig foundations and pour them, are they that exact. So if he's gonna miss, he needs to miss to the backyard.
Come on, within a foot, come on.
What did you wanna make, 3 inches?
That's a little hard, you know, you ever see an excavator dig?
So on this one, I think, I meet all the requirements technically, but, again, because you require, 80-foot lot width, and these, there's only 3 lots here that are 25 each, so a total of 75. So I need to come in for a variance for that, and, then they suggested I also, give myself an extra, foot on the front and the back, because right now, like you said, it's at exactly 30, so.
Yeah, all you're asking for is,
Rear
29-foot
setback.
setback.
Correct.
That's all the variance, it has nothing to do with what you said on the width part. I don't have, there's not here.
No, all we have to yea or nay is the 29-foot setback, rear yard setback.
But shouldn't that have been or shouldn't that have been an ask that he was building on a lot of less than 80 feet, or did that need to be a variance, or no? Because the minimum R2 lot is, I mean, I think you just have to come to the BZA for approval regardless to build on a lot less than 80 feet. I don't think that's an actual, they're approving your site plan, so that is approving building the house on the less than 80-foot lot. But I think regardless of, since they changed that rule, I believe any house that's built on a lot less than 80 feet width has to come here for approval. So you're doing that by being here, you know, and getting your 29-foot rear yard.
And your setbacks are good.
Well, she gave me the new one today.
You're talking about 80-foot depth.
Width.
With,
He's got 325 lots.
Technically, now that they changed the zoning ordinance, any lot under 80 feet wide is not a buildable lot without coming before BZA.
But that's not what he's asking.
But he is by being here, because he's presenting his site plan on a 75-foot lot. The his side yards both meet the 8-foot side yard requirement. His rear yard is only gonna be 29 feet instead of 30 feet. And then he's building on a 75. I don't think he needs to ask for it specifically, he just has, if he didn't need any variances at all, then ask would have just been to build on a 75-foot lot. But you guys are approving his site plan as presented with the house on the 75-foot lot. You know,
So all we're taking action on
Is
is
it, okay.
setback.
And this is kind of news to me, because when we redid the zoning ordinance, supposedly the lots, if it's under 80-foot frontage, they have to come here for approval.
Okay, but
So no one build on a 50-foot lot without coming to the
So
BZA.
technically, he should ask for a variance for a 75-foot lot.
I don't know the answer to that question, or I would give it to you.
I mean,
That's what it should be.
he may have to come back then.
He will have to come back.
Right, and I'm assuming that if he's presenting this site plan to you guys, and I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, I suggest we just do our variance for this, and then we'll finish it with the layer. and-
or you could approve it, we're gonna approve the site plan as is, and that would cover it.
Well, I think legally we can't do that.
Right,
I
I have no idea
we can
that.
only judge on what is on our thing. I don't know if we can go and add. I don't think, I'm pretty sure we can't add. It has to be advertised and everything else, so I would say no.
Right, 'cause
I don't know, yeah,
the 75-foot lot was not advertised to be a variance.
No,
no. And we've never had one of those. I know when this came in, that was one of the items, but I have no idea what the process is, because we haven't done it before, so.
Right, so people, the public didn't know he was you know, the.
Building on a 75-foot lot.
Right, because that was probably not in the advertisement.
Right.
Would
Yeah,
you,
that's,
would you
I
agree
would,
with that?
I
Jeff?
would say what Aaron says, I would make it contingent on legal review, and then we'll have to.
To
find
this,
out.
to this petitioner.
You'll do
This
it,
is
we
mine.
can do his 29-foot yard
The last
setback.
lot was exactly the same, the last lot was 75-foot off.
No,
Yeah, they're both three.
They're
I
both
mean,
75-foot lots.
I didn't come up with this, what I need the variance for on my own. I came in and, you know, asked you guys what I need a variance for, and on this one, I'm technically good and don't even need a variance except for the 75-foot lot. And they said, hey, since you need a variance for that, you also should give yourself an extra play and add the, make it for the 29.
Again, unfortunately, that's not what I'm gonna roll on. I'm gonna roll on what was requested. I'm not gonna add to this request. The legals aren't in order for it.
Yeah, I don't think that's proper. I think you're right,
I'm
Eric.
not going to.
No, I mean, I understand what it makes sense what you're saying. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I'm just letting you.
I didn't come up with
Anyway.
any of this stuff and know what to apply for. I came in here as you guys. So, I mean, obviously, I don't want to have to wait another month and go through it again. So if it works out and you can approve this.
Unfortunately, I will, we'll vote on this part, but if there is more to go at, you'll have to take that up with the building
and it'll
department.
be both lots.
Yeah.
The other one's
We got the
75
same problem with the other one.
They're both 75 feet.
Right.
Well, we didn't write it, and I don't think we should go off what's on, I'm not gonna make.
No, I would
am
vote
not
on
gonna
the
make that
29-foot
something.
rear yard setback and move on.
I will make my ruling on that, what's on that paper.
No, I mean, I understand.
Not to mess you up, that's not.
No, I know, I mean,
But I don't wanna add something that we're not supposed to be adding.
I understand, yeah.
John, you agree with that, right?
I agree with it, all we can
Yeah,
So we're all in favor?
take action on is what's on this piece of paper.
Yep.
And it doesn't
Not
say
anything
anything about.
against you, I mean, that's not what I'm.
No,
we have to rule on what was presented to us.
Yeah, it makes total sense, it just will be a little frustrating to have to, come back and redo the paperwork and redo it, I mean, cause that would this is basically a pointless meeting. I gotta redo all the paperwork, redo all the mailings, redo.
It may just be on that one, after you're done, when you bring this to it, you can ask the building department to review that, and that'll be up to you.
Okay.
We'll check on this tomorrow, Aaron, but I honestly, I can remember this being talked about 3 months ago when you first came in with this, but honestly, I haven't looked at it again until today, but now that you're saying that, once you said that 75-foot thing, I remember that being talked about, but.
Yeah, cause I actually had old paperwork and wasn't even aware of the 80 feet, that 80 feet's something fairly new.
And that was that's in our new zoning ordinance, the 80-foot, so. Yeah, I would do just like you did with the last one, and we gotta check into that in the morning, and I'll let you know as soon as we find out what's up.
Very good.
All right, did I call for the administrators yet?
No, you have not.
No, this
We
one,
have a seat, real quick seat again. Are there any administrators for or against? Any administrators for or against? Nobody online?
No.
Demonstration is closed. You may step back up. Building department, you have nothing else?
No, sir.
No, we're good.
Okay, board decision on the 29-foot setback, rear yard setback. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to allow the petitioners to request a decrease in rear yard setback to 29 feet rear yard setback.
For finding.
To find the facts and to make sure that legals are in order for review.
Okay. Got a motion by Mr. Burnham,
second?
second by Mr. Jackson. If there's no further discussion, roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Capora?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 3, Ramirez, developmental variance. Owner petitioner Ryan Ramirez, 13415 Fairbanks Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Cindy of 13415 Fairbanks Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting to place a new shed in the same spot as old shed, 8 feet from garage. Do we have a petitioner present?
Petitioner is not present tonight.
May I make a motion for a continuance till next month?
His his advertising's not in order.
Oh, well, we couldn't hold it anyway, so we have to,
So can we just move, give them 30 days for the next meeting?
right.
We're okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd defer it.
Yeah, we defer till next meeting.
Can I make that motion then?
Yes.
I'll make that motion to defer
Second.
till next meeting.
Motion made by Mr. Burnham to defer this to the next, BZA meeting, seconded by Mr. Riley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Capora?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Number 4, Van Drunen, developmental variance, owner petition, Mark Van Drunen, 8603 West 132nd Place, Cedar Lake, Indiana, vicinity of 8603 West 132nd Place, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting a developmental variance to add an addition to the home that will extend to approximately 28 feet from front yard setback, or front yard setback, build a deck that matches an existing house that has an existing side yard of 7.2 feet, and to extend the peak of the house to 31 feet front yard, and has a walkout on the lakeside for a height of 34 feet 4 inches. Will you state your name and address for records, please?
Mark Van Drunen, 8603 West 132nd Place.
Are legals in order on this? Legals are in order. Give us your comments, please.
The first one is the deck extending from the house, just matches the edge of the existing house. It happens to be 7'2" from the line instead of 8 feet. The other one was the height, which actually was confusion on my part to begin with. I thought it was R1 instead of R2 or vice versa. So it's within a foot, I guess, of the 30. I thought it was 35 when I first started the project. And then the other one was front yard to the road. The extension of the garage door would be within 28 feet of the road instead of 30.
Have you already started this project?
No.
No?
I have all the drawings.
Drawings?
Yeah.
I thought like you started building.
No.
Building it.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I totally
That's why I-
thought.
Quite a project before you get started.
The height is 30 foot, right?
30.
Yeah. Can you,
Those R2 would have been 35 or vice versa, and
I got a question with the height though, is that height is, it says
31.
lakeside for height of 34 foot 4 inches
My yard slopes down.
to the lake.
So it's
Yeah,
gonna be a walkout
slopes
basement.
to the lake.
So where is this 31 foot measurement from?
Roadside.
Right here,
From your garage floor?
yeah.
That's correct. And I already got the roof at a 412, I don't really want to go lower than that, so.
so 412?
The existing part of the house is that, or you're adding a second floor to make it that?
There's another floor, yeah,
Going on, I got
on the
it.
existing walls of the first floor.
Right.
You can't drop that pitch anymore.
I would choose not to if I can get it.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
There's a garage and like that.
Okay, have a seat for a minute, I'll call for demonstrators. Do we have any demonstrators for or against? Any demonstrators for or against? Anybody online?
No.
Seeing none, demonstration is closed. You may step back up, sir. Tim, you got any comments?
No, I mean, this is a pretty crazy shaped lot if you look at where the house existing is on the piece of property. I mean, obviously, he's making improvements on the existing footprint other than that little deck, which is still in the same place as the front of the garage currently is, so, I don't have any issues with it.
Either on the height either. I mean, I get the 34 because it's pitching down and it's a walkout. I get
Right.
adding the feet on it, but the 31 on the front of the house, it's just to make the roof lines all go.
Well, that's just in the center, but yeah, I mean, that's the existing pitch on the rest of the house, so I agree. I mean, if you start dropping below a 4, then you can't put shingles on it, and then I mean, he's kinda working with something that he has here, he can't lower down the first level, you know what I mean? It's kind of
No.
one of them circumstances where if he could have, you know, lowered something down to make it work, but he's working with existing, so, I mean, I think aesthetically to match the rest of the stuff that's there and being that it's within, you know, it's a foot difference, I mean, I feel you know, using the existing building as what he's working with is kind of the reasoning for doing this, so.
Thank you.
Is this your house?
Yes.
What's the wall height on the second floor? What are you going with there?
The addition,
Yeah,
there's actually 3 floors for the house.
with the walkout?
The garage is a tall garage, and the space above the garage is a tall space. So the
Okay.
2 floors kind of match up with the 3 floors.
Okay.
Matches the edges of the house.
Do you have any type of a picture of the house or blueprint elevation?
I submitted it all out in anticipation it was gonna be on the screen, but I did submit it. I have pictures here if you want to see it.
I didn't see an actual rendering of the house, I just.
Oh, the new house?
This is, I think, it's right here.
We have pictures of the house right here, Tim, the existing house.
Van Junen? I went from Van Junen to,
It's in the application. You just gotta scroll into that. No, keep going, go down the application. Okay, and then you just,
I even showed you, it shows the whole house and where.
that's the existing house right there.
Basically double in the size of the house.
Pretty close.
Yeah, doubling the size.
That's correct.
You guys see the existing house?
Oh, I can on the front. Yep.
Yeah,
But I mean, he's got a photo of it, an aerial photo on it.
yeah, but yeah.
I mean, it's on the front, it looks like it's on the fronts right here.
Yeah, you can see the dotted lines on the front.
Yep, that's it.
Van Drunen, yep, there you go, and then scroll down from there. There you go. And as you can see, the frontage of the property, there's some other houses that are substantially closer to the road than what he's asking for on the 28-foot for his front yard. And then, as you can see, the neighbor to the, I guess that would be to the north of him, on where this parcel is, that roof line looks fairly tall as well, so.
I have a comment on this finding of facts that everybody fills out. Nobody answers that number 3, and then I don't think anybody in the office checks it. Because it states right here, no difficulties. And the next sentence under it states that if it says no, this may not be approved. I would like to see that filled out properly to give us what the difficulties or hardships are. And somebody, when they turn it in, somebody should be checking it in the office.
You know, John, most people couldn't come in front of you if you strictly applied that element. I've probably, in the time I've been doing this, I've probably only seen 4 or 5 real hardships.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, they're giving us an out by putting no down there. You know, so we don't have to approve it if we don't want
That's an
to.
admission, for sure, that's an admission, that's a problem.
Yeah. Just a comment,
We'll look into it.
Don't- nothing reflecting on you, sir.
But obviously, the existing lot lines and sizes are the hardship. They're obviously very small.
Yeah, I mean, you're building your sub, you're just building right on top of what you're doing, you're not adding.
I tried to keep
The
it
width of the
within-
house.
I tried to keep it as tight as
It's just
I
about,
could.
pretty much is the height.
Yeah.
And the height is, you have to have that height to make it
I know.
pitch right, so,
I would.
I mean, that would be
prefer
a-
not to ask for any
Even
variance.
412 pitch is real, I wouldn't want it, a 412 pitch, but,
you hire an engineer, architect to
you
do
can
it,
get
so
away with it.
That's fine.
do we have any more board discussion?
I don't have any.
No, I don't.
If not, then I'll entertain a motion on this.
Well, at least I don't have to do legals now, right? We have legals here.
Legals were reviewed, yes.
I'll make, am I ruling a favorable, is that it? Or is this, yeah, this isn't a recommend, so I'm gonna grant the petitioner to a development variance to add an addition to the home that will not extend, that will extend to approximately 28 feet for the front yard setback. Build a deck that matches the existing house that has the existing side yard of 7.2 feet and extend the peak of the house to 31 feet front yard and a walkout onto the lakeside for the height of 34 feet 4 inches to the findings of fact.
All right, I have a motion for approval by Mr. Burnham. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Riley. No further discussion, roll call please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapura?
Yes, motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Number 5, Francher Developmental Variance, owner petitioner Mike Francher, 117 East Serenity Lane, Schererville, Indiana, 46375, vicinity of 13463 Superior Lane, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting a developmental variance to build a home on a lot that is 3,312.44 square feet in total. Project covering a lot. Project coverage of the lot with new residents totaling 29.7%. Are legals in order?
Legals are in order.
Thank you. State your name and address for the record, please.
Mike Fancher, 117 East Serenity, Schererville, Indiana.
And run or pass us, which one to do?
I've got a homeowner who wants me to build him a 2,200 square foot ranch with a 3-car garage on lot 83 in Lakeside subdivision.
And Lakeside?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
And you're meeting all the setbacks required? You're just that
Yes,
percentage?
it's percentage is what my issue is.
All right, will you have a seat for a second, sir? I'll call for remonstrators. Do we have any remonstrators for or against? Any remonstrators for or against? Anybody online?
No.
Seeing none, registration is closed. You may step back up, sir. Building department?
No, like you said, it fits inside of all of the building lines without any problems, so no issue.
Typical lakeside lot where they want a 3-car garage.
Yeah, covered porch.
No, covered porch is off, we already pulled that off, we already shrunk the garage, and we shrunk
Makes
the
you
front
better have
porch off
garage
the
and a
standard
covered
frame.
porch, there you go. And he's under his 30, so.
I think the word's out.
Yeah, it's my back.
Yeah, I don't.
I think he's appeared before you before, though.
Well,
Lot 82 has been done, and lot 62 has been done.
then he's got the gist of what we want.
Yep. We've been saying okay to 30, so
Yeah.
I don't see an issue.
Okay, if there's no other discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to grant the request for the development variance to build a home on a lot that is 3,312.4 square feet, and the total project coverage of the lot with new residents totaling 29.7% to the findings of fact.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Burnham, second by Mr. Riley. No further discussion, roll call please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapura?
Yes, motion carries 4-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment. We have any public comment?
Now that Mr. Austin's here, are we able to revisit that?
I didn't hear
And now that Mr. Austin's here, can we revisit my variances?
You see if the illegals are in order, right?
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Both hackers' requests, were, contingent on your review for legals.
And I did look at the newspaper article, and in the article that I posted, it did, part of my variance that I was coming in for was that the lot size less than 80 feet. So I don't, maybe it just didn't get to you guys right or whatever, but what I did post in the paper, I just double checked it, it was, for a variance less than 80 feet lot size.
Copy of that.
It should be in there.
It's in the folders.
So you did advertise for building on a lot of less than 80 feet,
Yes.
and then also the rear yard setback
Yep.
and lot coverage on the
how you doing?
You only get $12.
So you had 3 variances posted in that legal, when you advertised?
John just cut your pay, buddy.
Well, I said, the one had 3 and the other one had 2.
Okay. So it looks like it came to us with 2 on one and 1 on the other, so we're missing the one then, right?
Correct.
I'm sorry, this is the first time I've seen this file.
No,
Well, like yes, but. Okay.
we're just waiting for a ruling, that's
I
all.
apologize for being late, but I would have changed it on the front end.
Right.
Now,
Well, the advertising, I always make sure I put it in there. So the advertisement's in there.
well, the green card return and return receipts are here clearly. Just looking for proof of publication.
Number 1.
We're going back to the first,
We're on number 1 again.
well, number 1 again.
We're just gonna start over.
You approved number 1.
Absolutely, we approved number 1 and we also approved number 2. But on his mailing that he sent in, there was a third item on the agenda.
Or variance that way.
There was a third variance, and that was for the width.
Did you sign those? You signed those 2 folders for you.
So we,
Yep, no, sign.
we're all set.
We were all.
John, how do you want to call it?
Did you play late in golf? Come on, Jim.
He's on the golf course.
Come on, John, Dave's talking to you.
agenda,
John, Dave's talking to you.
on the agenda that he was going
Dave's talking to you.
Yeah, the agenda didn't show the 8-foot width.
The agenda's not dispositive. Public notices are,
Yeah.
It did say lot width on the,
and it did say lot width.
on the
Okay.
notices.
On both of them, Dave?
Yes.
So do we verbally then just put it in?
You haven't closed this public meeting, so
No.
you,
No.
you can go back to it and clarify your record.
So do you suggest we do it under 1 or 2? He has 2 on the
I would
sheet.
suggest you do it on each. Both those items were listed on the agenda for a reason, because the applications were filed for each. So,
Okay, so verbiage, you want us to put what?
well, this is a developmental variance, so you're gonna approve.
So do a
you're
development
gonna have to
variance for
approve.
allowing a 75,
To construct a
front
whole
lot.
lot with a 75-foot width.
Right.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Basically, you're gonna add that to your motion. on both of
I'm
them.
gonna, go ahead, can you say that again?
to allow the petitioner to build a house on a lot with a 75-foot width.
Less than 80 foot.
Less than 80.
Okay.
I'd like to see it less than 80 foot, and that our motion should be amended.
You can amend the motions, or you can withdraw them and restate them.
Okay,
Just amend them.
It'd probably be cleaner if you withdraw and restate, so that you get one good motion with attachments or contingencies for each.
And Dave, would like for us to do this for both of them?
I would.
Okay.
separately, yeah. All right, I'm gonna reopen, the Hacker Development variance for, 13004 Fulton Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. To amend the motion, Mr. Burnham will amend his motion to, allow a house to be built on a lot less than 80 feet, and legals have been reviewed and approved. So you agree with that?
And then you have to restate this part, the other part.
I gotta restate the other part?
Yeah, you gotta include both.
Petitioner is requesting an increase in lot coverage to 26.73% with 9-foot rear yard setback on southwest corner of lot.
To the findings of the fact.
For the finding of the facts. Do you agree with that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Burnham. Mr. Jackson, you agree?
I agree, I'm good.
Second by Mr. Jackson. Okay, roll call, please.
Now, we're just amending the first.
This is just the first, we're gonna do number two and
This
then...
is just an amendment, we're not withdrawing the first one and adding this new one in.
Well, we drew the whole thing and then added a whole, put it back in.
You're essentially restating for accuracy's sake and the building department's use.
I just wanna be totally correct, so we don't mess this up.
No, I got you, and do you have anything, Terry?
No, I mean, it's only convoluted because of the process, and it was just missed out of the agenda that it wasn't stated that he was also asking for less than 80 foot. I'll take ownership of that, so, that may be my fault, so.
That's correctable. You're about to do that. You have a good motion on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapur?
Yes, motion carries 5-0. Okay, number two, developmental variance for Aaron Hacker, vicinity of 12953 Ninth Street, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting a decrease in rear yard setback to 29-foot rear yard setback. Plus, he's asking to be able to build a house on a lot less than 80 foot wide. Do we have any motions to approve
To the findings of the fact.
for the findings of fact?
I'll make a motion.
Burnham made the motion to approve,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Jackson. Roll call, please.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
Mr. Burnham?
Yes.
Mr. Kapur?
Yes. You said yes?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I didn't hear. Then I got them turned up all the way. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sticking around.
And make sure you have Glenn add that, put two-story on that site plan before you turn it in. Yes, sir. Because that's gonna be a whole
Serious?
problem again, so.
Okay, any more public comment?
Just stand out there.
Any more public comment?
John,
Yes.
I apologize, I was late tonight. Can't explain why. Family,
Things happen,
things happen. I
Yeah, life
apologize.
happens.
Appreciate your.
that too.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, how's your accepted? Good. All right, no further public comment. Public comment is closed. Board members have anything?
No.
Nope.
We're, next meeting is April 10th, 2025 at 6 o'clock, Jim.
Write that down.
I wouldn't believe
We're adjourned.